Live streaming is also begun. I request all participants, you can just mute your screens. Let us begin. Hari Om. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatgurum Krishnam Vande Jagatgurum. Hari Om. Yes, please. Can someone recollect what is it that we have seen last? So we can establish the link and continue. Yes, sir, Vadinaranji.
Hello.
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
When one leaves the physical body, or he believes, he takes that form.
Okay.
Then Lord Krishna says, whosoever with a single-minded focus and attention, with the mind and intellect focused on me, and remembers me constantly, he shall always come to me. Then one more thing is, at the time of departure, one who focuses on that meditative type of dhyan, like, focusing on the point between the eyebrows, he comes to me. He verily comes to me. That he says. So one or two other things is, he says, the liberated souls, after having come to him, they never take birth, and they
get
never to the mortal world, which he says is full of pain. And one more thing, even the beings of the Brahmas, which is the perfect state, there also, and other worlds also, they also come and take birth. However, one who seeks refuge, there is no birth for him. The cycle of births and deaths ceases to him completely, and he will never take birth again.
All right, sir. Yes, yes, sir. Thank you very much. So I think Badinaranji has added very nicely. Anybody would like to add to what Badinaranji has said? Yes, please. Yes, anybody? Yes? Or should we continue? Yes, please. Anybody? Would you like to add something else? Anything he has missed what Badinaranji has told? Has he missed something? Or something else needs to be added? One shloka was left behind. I think he's very nicely summarized. So many. Yes, Dipaliji, most welcome. Please unmute, Dipaliji.
Brahma's day and night and the duration of. And last time we ended with the example of that rainy season small creatures.
Yes, yes. So very different names were there for those rain insects. Well, we don't really care about them. That doesn't make us heartless. Their perspective is different. Their lifetime is proceeding in a different way compared to ours. Like that, Brahma's lifespan or Brahma's life, one day of Brahma is an entire yuga. What happens in one yuga for man? So many transformations, so many changes. Punarapi Janama, Punarapi Marana. How many births? So maybe in that high consciousness of the Supreme Divine, in that highest state of consciousness, all the births are also probably known. Why Krishna says, I know your past, I know your present, I know your future. Meaning from that state of consciousness, there is a supreme gnosis. That knowledge allows the person to see beyond what is a myopic everyday existence, which is trapped in our world. We do not know what is before, what is after. Whatever we have experienced, only we can, up to the particular moment of experience. So that is the limitation. Krishna says this 17th shloka. With this, we are ready to continue. If anybody has any queries, doubts, anything you wish to look at, we could look at the same or we'll just continue. One more interesting aspect that we saw about this adhyaya is that some of the interesting concepts Like I think Badriyanji talked about, yogis are conscious. Conscious of what? They're conscious of the divinity inside of them also, and they want to connect with the divine. If you look at, there are various, what we can say, suktas in the Rig Veda also, which talk about this journey. Mrutam kanchana bodhayanti. It is said, those who have passed, for them there is this rays of Rashmi, of the Usha, that light. It's like those light rays, pull the soul. Different, all those, they get the knowledge of traveling, which direction to go. They move ahead, is what Krishna talks about. Well, something like that, Krishna says yogi is conscious. One more thing Krishna talks about, those who are having smaran, they're already having a divinity inside of them. That I think we have seen smaran of divine helps us in practical situations also, everyday life. Now we are seeing another added benefit is probably the life post-life journey as well. So that is one thing we saw. And the yogis are focused. They can raise their consciousness. They have controls over their different dwaras. They can close those dwaras, raise the consciousness to what they call sahasrara, towards the head, top of the head, and they choose their last moment. They choose their journey. When Krishna goes on, let us continue. We go to the 18th shloka now. Let us see. Avyakta vyaktayah sarvaha prabhavantya ragame ratragame praliyante tatraiva vyakta samyake. On the day of the Supreme Creator, unmanifest, all creations are verily born to manifest. And for all the created beings, destruction comes. When? When the night of the Brahma Supreme becomes. Meaning, Pralaya also happens, Srishti Nirman also happens. It's the day, there is the birth, and when there is night of Brahma, there is this entire destruction. Creation, destruction is a cycle. What Krishna is talking about. Another aspect that we saw about was the progression of time. Time is moving. What scientists say, it's theoretical only, non-linear progression of time. No, it is moving at a different rate, at different rates. The time proceeds. Look at the Brahma's night, compare it to the Manushya's night. It hardly makes a difference. It is nothing. One day of a Manushya is so insignificant in the entire life day of Brahma. That is what Krishna is talking about. He goes on further. He says, Bhutagrama Saevayam Bhutva Bhutva Praliyate Ratragame Vashaha Partha Prabhavatya Ragame. At the dawn of his day, take birth innumerable lives. All then disappear and die when his night finally arrives. And at the next dawn, once more living entities thrive, and the loop never ends every time night and day arrive. It is symbolic also, isn't it? Night and day. If you look at in our everyday life also, the day is the start. It's the fresh start. If you look in the early morning, people have the tendency of sometimes waking up, what they call Brahma Muhurta, enjoying those special moments. What's the dawn? Dawn Usha, Goddess Usha, call whatever name, Surya, whatever name you're calling it. Just observe even the physical sun rise. How the entire Srishti is suddenly like a new start. All the flowers then slowly start blossoming in the morning. First, the birds start chirping with the first rays of the sun, announcing the arrival of a new beginning. Well, this dawn is a symbol in so many ways. Even in Rigveda, the goddess Usha, there's a sukta for Usha also. Usha is then called like the mother concealing a child in her womb, but that womb is covered, so people do not see. But even if she hides, that light is visible from that womb. So many such suktas have a symbolism. Well, the symbolism of dawn and night. It's not just the physical day and night. Our great, what we can say, the Aryan Rishis, who were the Vedic Rishis, they had not suddenly got excited watching morning and suddenly making one sukta for day. Another, because they've seen night, so they are saying one more, stay away from night. A lot of people have tried to misinterpret, but there's a symbolism. Even the fight between light and darkness has been converted to light skin and dark skin. People saying Aryans came to invade and fight against Dravidians. That is not what is there in Vedic sutras. The symbolism is very clear. Somebody can read Secret of Veda of Sri Aurobindo to probably understand perfectly, because it's very nicely constructed almost 100 plus years ago. Let us continue though. Krishna says this is a cycle, it keeps happening. Every time, night and day, new beginning, new start, again, refresh. It's like reset button, restart again. Krishna goes on. Parastasmat bhavonyo avyakto vyaktat sanatanaha yasa sarveshu bhuteshu nashatsu navinashyati. But there still exists that supreme. There still exists in that supreme divinity, an immutable and supracosmic ethereal entity whose existence can never perish, even when all living things vanish. So there is one which is even beyond this pralaya also, which is also beyond the nirman also. That which is eternal, that which is transcendent, that which is sanatan, that will remain even if the entire world is destroyed, it will restart. If you look at, I think Siddha Kunjika Stotra, it's like Omkari, Srishti Rupari, Omkari Pratipalika, Klimkari Kamarupinde, Bija Rupena, Mustute. Meaning that goddess creates with one Bija mantra, she creates a new beginning. Well, something like that. But there is one entity which Krishna is equating and calling that supreme, which we can call Parabrahma, something which we don't understand, we can call it. Well, that, whatever name we want to call it. Sometimes the Vedic Rishis don't even want to name it Brahman. They say Saha or Tat, Tat Tvamasi. Soham. I am also that one. What is that? Name it, because sometimes if you see, even in the Mandukya Upanishad, when Om is also described, it is broken. Ma. And then there's a fourth item they say. And what is that fourth item? Shantam, Shivam, Advaitam, Chaturtham, Manyante, Sa Atma, Sa Vigneya. Means that is something, in that silence, in that quietude. It is beyond all of it. Well, there is one entity which is beyond everything, is what Krishna is saying. Krishna goes on. He says, Avyakto ityuktaha tamahuhu paramam gatim yam prapya na nivartante tadhama paramam mama. He is the immutable, unmanifest. It is thus exclaimed. Exclaimed by whom? Not the Bhogis. Bhogis don't care about Brahma only. Say, I am there, I will exist for eternity. But no, it is not possible, isn't it? But that these yogis understand, not the Bhogis, the yogis understand. So they say, yes, that is the unmanifest supreme. Knowing him is the highest goal that can be gained. Getting the realization. Imagine man getting realization of the God. Creation, trying to become a part of the creator. But that is happening subconsciously. We are moving in that direction, whether we are conscious or not conscious. It will happen because it has to happen. That is why the entire game has been set in play. And intelligent design has created all the events. Sometimes what we don't like, sometimes what disgusts us, sometimes what we don't even tolerate also. Well, all of them are part of something. When you become conscious, probably you'll be able to see that. Krishna says that this the yogis understand, and that's why they proclaim that knowing him is the highest goal that can be gained. Those who attain him return not to mortal dream, for they have reached his abode supreme. Again and again, Krishna talks about this aspect of realizing. Realizing will not allow that person to come back into that dream. Now, in simplest way, if you see, if you get a realization of something which is right and something which is wrong, will you enter into something which is wrong consciously?
No.
No, because and isn't that a liberation from that trap? Because unknowingly you are continuously getting into that trouble again and again and again. Many times people get bad experiences, then they say this person cheated me, so I felt like this. This life has got horrible because this person cheated me. Then they go to some other person. That person also cheated me. This world is bad. This person is also cheating me. That person is also cheating me. Maybe this person has to just take one step back. Why am I being cheated? Why am I allowing myself to get cheated? Is that big question the person should ask. And when that answer does come, then the person will not allow that to happen if they become fully conscious. Otherwise, Prakruti, Swabhava, Guna will make that person continuously work according. See, I am always good, my nature, everybody take advantage of my nature, and that is my problem. This is the world's problem. I don't like the world. But no, when the yogi understands, yes, I've identified the problem. I will even transform my nature if required. That is the yogi. It is the yoga of transformation. Sri Aurobindo also calls it. He says even matter can be transformed. How powerful is that? And there are many yogis. Something is not completely radical or something which is not possible or experimented before. Many have did that experiences. Many have got that transformation, even of matter. There is a Vallalar also, they called him Ramalinga Swamigal, a young boy, and at a young age he started his entire sadhana, and then there was something which was a crazy experience where dematerialization was talked about, which is very crazy for today's age and day. But there is evidence of that happened, and who is the record? A Britisher who was present, the character wanted to disprove all these. He said the Hindus are all having unnecessary religious superstitions. I will break that superstition today. They are saying this person will now go and disappear into into this particular room. I had a chance to go to that particular room, and I sat outside of that room. It's a room with concrete, and all four sides it's actually closed. This person went in. There was no other exit also except one place. And he disappeared. What is it? What is it? Well, our yogis have seen that. Yogis have experienced that. Transformation of material is also possible. But at least we don't want to go to that level of the yogi. It's understandable. Fine. No. But at least transformation of our nature is important. Let us probably try transforming our own nature. And that will also liberate us. But Krishna talks about a higher liberation to Arjuna. He says, see, when you recognize the divine, when you experience the presence of the divine, completely things will change. You will not fall into that trap again. You will be liberated. This is moksha. Becoming happy is also a type of moksha only, isn't it? Life's troubles are not troubling me. Means, isn't that wonderful? Or what is better? I run into one room, I will not meet anybody because people, if I meet them, they make me sad. So I want to be happy. But you are inside of the room, you'll get more troubled. Why am I inside? Look, everybody's enjoying. You see from the window, you get more disturbed. Instead, if you are going to enjoy at all times, as we saw in we're not yet seen, sorry, 12th Adhyaya, it will come. Santushtaha Satitam Yogi. So always, well, that is what Krishna is saying. The realization comes and the person gets liberated. This is what Krishna is saying. Those who attain him, they get that realization and they understand it. Yes, I have to get that realization. I want to transform myself. I don't want to go into that same trap. I don't want to. There's a beautiful song. I don't want to. It was by Coldplay. They say, I don't want to follow. I don't want to cycle and recycle revenge. I don't want to follow death and all of his friends. How simple is that? It is so easy. Well, let us continue. Krishna goes on. He says, Purushaha, Purushaha sa paraha partha, bhaktya labhastvananyaya, yasyantaha sthani bhutani, yena sarvam idam tatam. O Arjuna, the gnosis of the ultimate supreme one, by the purest unwavering devotion, must be one. Have that. We love so many people, then we feel heartbreaks, we lose out and then we feel bad. But then we don't stop loving, isn't it? We keep trying, we search here, we search there, we search for something I want from this person, but this person didn't give me, at least this person will give. We keep trying. Well, Krishna is saying, turn towards the divine because try to realize, offer that love to the divine. And what is the divine going to do? He's not hoarding it. He is not somebody who's having a black market. He's going to be what as if love can be sold in shops. It's not like that. He is going to transform you because if you are able to selflessly connect with the divine, that will bring a change in you only. You are going to let go of all your limitations, your insecurities, your worries. And Krishna says, recognize this knowledge must be God. Means like Lokmanya Tilak said, Swaraj is my birthright. I think we should all take a pledge. Sakshatkar is my birthright. When? Ihaiva. In this Janma itself, here itself, we have to try because each mortal life is a very precious life. Dipaliji wants to raise something. Most welcome, Dipaliji. Yes, please.
My grandmother always chant this shloka. अनायसेन मरणं विना दैन्येन जीवनम देहान्ते तव सानिध्यम देहि मे परमेश्वरम. Always at the time of sleeping, he always chant this shloka about
Okay.
Maranam, and very much interesting.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Dipalji, for sharing. Yes, if you want, you can also share in the group for everybody to note it down as well after the session is over. So, this is what Krishna is saying. This, oh Arjuna, the gnosis of the ultimate supreme one, by the purest, unwavering devotion must be won. Meaning, with Shraddha, you can win this. It is not talking about Samartha because of your Bala or Adhyatmik Bala or your Manasik Bala or your Purva Janma Karmas Bala or this Janma's Karma Bala. Shraddha can transcend everything. Everything can be transformed, everything can be changed. What is missing will also appear with Shraddha. Where Krishna says, use that Shraddha as your vehicle for realizing. Not only is it helping in afterlife, Krishna is saying this life itself, transform yourself, try to realize. He went, where is he? Don't have to. Sometimes people, I am now spiritual, means their nose is pointing towards the sky. Everybody in the world is lower, inferior mortals. No, Krishna is saying here in this world only, he says, he dwells in all living beings on the earth's face. Who knows, he might be the beggar also, and you will say, no, this useless beggar, I don't want him. It might be Krishna in that form. You have no idea where the divine dwells. He dwells everywhere, is what Krishna is saying. Meaning, we don't have that authority also to start, looking down on anybody as if we have to seek the divine. So all the others are material fools. That's the wrong thing. When you point one finger at somebody else, it is said so many fingers point back to us. So let us recognize because he is present here, Krishna says, in this world. Meaning, let us get that realization of the divine in this world. It is a beautiful realization. If somebody gets it, it is the biggest moment of life. And that is a moment which can be cherished. You can frame that moment. You can revisit that moment 100,000 times also. It completely transforms life. Those who have got it, well, they are the richest ones. Krishna says he dwells in all living beings on the earth's face and pervades all matter that exists in space. He is beyond everything that we understand. What we call matter also. We still don't know. Who knows what is dark matter? Tomorrow scientists may say that is Shiva only. Shiva is there hidden, and Shiva's shadow is only light. They might end up just saying that. We have no idea what it is, but Krishna goes on. He says, Yatra kale Svanavrittim, avrittim chaiva, yoginaha, prayata yanti tam kalam, vakshyami, Bharatarshabha. O Arjuna, to you I shall now declare at life's at life's final moments, how the awakened beings fare, under what conditions the yogis at the time of death they do and do not attain rebirth. Meaning, when yogis choose their paths, they walk on those paths. There are still two paths, one path which leads somewhere, another path comes back to earth. What is it? Well, Krishna goes on. He says, Agnir Jyotir Shukla Shanmasa Uttarayanam Tatra Prayata Gachanti Brahma Vidojana. In the 6 months when the northern solstice starts, by day of fire or light, in the phase of the waxing moon who departs, that yogi, the knower of Brahma, aided by the earth's rotation, reaches the abode of Brahma, thus attaining salvation. So Krishna is talking about some special 6 months. These 6 months when the southern solstice, sorry, the northern solstice starts. The Uttarayan, the northern solstice, is saying. By the day, the light, the bright fire, or in the time of the waxing moon, one who is departing, that yogi who is conscious, is understood. He is actually aided by the rotation of the earth also, and he reaches that state from where he will not return. Now, my question is this rotation of the earth, it is having a bearing, is what Krishna is saying, on this journey of what we can call an interstellar journey, maybe. We don't know what is, how it travels. What we know is Sharir is left behind, isn't it? It is an extra. We don't need that payload for the Atman feels. I don't need this for my movement. This is not required. So the Atman moves ahead. But my question is, Anybody has heard of this term, escape velocity? Can someone tell me what is that? Yes? Anybody?
For the rocket to for the rockets.
Or for the rockets? Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is the escape velocity.
That is the escape velocity for the rockets to travel. What do they do when they are calculating escape velocity? The minimum velocity for an object to leave the pull of the earth. They do a lot of calculations for whenever takeoff of what we say, these heavy rockets are made of metal only, isn't it? So much inside, so much weight, so many kilos and tons. When their departure is being calculated, so many calculations. Our India's ISRO scientists are some of the best in the world. They are what we can say, the cream. And what do? They calculate so many things. In that, do they calculate rotation of the earth also? Yes, that also plays a factor, isn't it? Well, when we are seeing for physical objects which are what we can say sthula, which are heavy or jada, even for those objects, all these factors have a role in the moment. What about the Atman, Chivatman, which is Sukshma? We already have an item inside of us which is mind, which is crazy. Nobody can calculate speed of mind. Some scientists are busy trying to control thoughts, and somehow, if we can, use these mental thoughts, which are, they say some EMF is generated. If you can somehow amplify that, you will have a great power source because our thoughts are so many, so fast. Well, like that, forget the mind. This is the Atman which is beyond the mind also, and for this journey of the Atman, so many factors. The consciousness plays an important role, and for the moment also, the Prithvi. If the Prithvi is in this period of Uttarayan, means there's a tilt towards the sun. During this period, when the Atman is leaving behind the Sharira and moving ahead, that time Krishna says it is like a new door is opened, a doorway, a pathway is opened, and that pathway is the pathway of moksha. The person who goes there receives that moksha, is what Krishna is saying. It is in the 6 moons. And the moon is also in 6 months. When the moon is moving towards what we call the Purnima, those periods, especially those times. We know about the sun, I mean, moon also, isn't it? Moon's effect is working on our oceans also. We have high tides, low tides, big, huge water bodies which are that way very heavy. They also rise pulled by the earth, by the pull of the moon. Well, all these factors have a play. The yogi is aware, and that is why it is said Uttarayan period is an auspicious period. Somebody who departs in the Uttarayan period, the yogi goes and liberates, is getting liberated, will not come back, is what he says. Krishna goes on, he says, Dhume Ratris Tatha Krishna Shanmasa Dakshinayanam Tatra Chandra Masam Jyotir Yogi Prapya Vartate. And the 6 months when the solstice solstice southern starts, Dakshina means south, southern solstice. The 6 months when the solstice southern starts, by night of smoke or mist in the waning moon's face, who parts. In the lunar light world, the yogi enjoys and the time he spends exhausting his energies. Back to earth, he then descends. Meaning that yogi who is going in this period of Dakshinayan, in the 6 months, when the southern solstice has begun, that time, or in the period of like when there is a mist in that period, or when this moon is going towards that state of what we say the Amavasya. At that period, Krishna says this first yogi goes into that world of Chandraloka. There are other lokas. We have seen there are different lokas. Well, this yogi, this Jivatman is going to that state of Chandraloka. What is he doing there? He's enjoying the bhoga. Who knows? It is like maybe Shiva Loka is also similar, where you are enjoying the sanidhya of the divine. Sometimes the punya that has been accumulated by the yogi, and the yogi is not completed his journey now. He has to come back to earth. So he goes there and enjoys, like his stay is complete for some time. It's like so many experiences which the yogi did not Hari Om, just 1 second. Yes. So many experiences that the yogi is completed, he returns. Krishna says back, meaning the stay is over. I think when we book our stay in some beautiful place, we book it for a particular days. These many days, depending on punya or on our, we don't call it punya, we call on our monetary status, how much we have spent. We have purchased for 4 days, 5 days, a stay. So what happens then? 5 days we enjoy all the things that we want to do. And then when all our wishes are fulfilled and 5 days are also complete. If they are not fulfilled, we feel like we have to come back here again. But the days are complete, you return. Well, the yogi is coming back, is what Krishna is saying, back to the earth. Anybody knows about Bhishma? What did Bhishma do? What did he choose? Did he choose the what
Bhishma,
Uttarayan or did he choose
Bhishma,
the Yes,
Bhishma waited for
Uttarayana.
Uttarayana.
yeah, he was willing to bear the pain, isn't it? He's like,
Yes.
no, I am not. He was like, enough. Krishna, I have had enough. There's so many experiences. I am satisfied. I am trupta. I have understood what good I did. I also understood what wrong I have did, and I want to go free now. Don't send me again to earth. I want to get liberated. He was conscious, waiting for that, what we call the Uttarayan. So he understood that this probably will help the journey. So Krishna says after that journey's energies are exhausted, the yogi then comes back to earth. Another janma, another new story, another beginning, another start. It starts off, and as we have seen, there is no yoga brashta, meaning where it was left back, the person is getting an opportunity to complete. Picture abhi baki hai, to abhi picture complete kar lo. That is the choice that is given. Krishna goes on. He says these are the two margas. One is called the Shukla Marga, one is called the Krishna Marga. In Sanskrit, Shukla means white, Krishna means dark. Let us not think it is anything about other than the many people feel they have fear of darkness. So this is good, this is bad. No, these are two margas. One marga is really leading to moksha, another marga is leading to punarjanma. Both of these margas are chosen by the yogis. They are able to walk to that state. So the question happens, what happens to the non-yogis? Non-yogis also have to go on the marga, but non-yogis have attachments. So until those attachments are lost, they sometimes they're like Krishanku only, right? Neither here nor there. It's like I want to have this desire fulfilled, but my time on earth is complete. I keep holding on to the desire, but what my sharira has been left behind. How long can I hold on? After a while, slowly, as nature, Prakriti keeps functioning everywhere. Not only in our life, after life also, Prakriti's role is there. And the game of Prakriti is like this: you do it, or you'll be forced to do it. This is the entire thing. So the person slowly goes. So everybody is ultimately going to become a yogi only. Everybody they are going to go on that marga. But one of these two, Krishna says, this is the marga. One is the Shukla, another is the Krishna. He says, शुक्ल कृष्णे गति ह्येते जगतः शाश्वते मते एकया याति अनावृत्तिम अन्यया वर्तते पुनः. These are the light and dark pathways, respectively, the gods and the forefathers' stairways. The souls ascending by the former earthwards do not turn, while those who ascend the latter back to earth they return. So Krishna is saying those who are walking by the Shukla Marga, they go into the moksha. Those who are going into the Krishna Marga, they reach the realm of the Pitars. One is the realm of the Devas, another is the realm of the Pitars. The moksha will come at the Devaloka. For Pitar, you will get probably the Ashirvada of the Pitars, and then your journey has to restart again. That's what Krishna is talking about. But the yogis are conscious, so they are very conscious. They get probably glimpses also. Like I talked about one person I came to know in my life, Kusumben. She was so conscious of her last minute that she wanted to greet everybody. All the people who came, she wanted no runa, no rina incomplete, meaning everybody is having a rina. Isn't it? Rina means debt. Can someone tell me, do we have any debts to anybody? Yes or no? Or debt only means bank account. My civil score is too good, don't say I have debt. Or there is some other debt which everybody is having. Anybody? Yes?
Karmic debts.
Yes, Ji?
Karmic debts, basically, if we receive help
Yes.
or
Could you tell me, for instance, just if it's not going to personally, but whom do you think you have debts to?
parents, of course, they have
Parents,
raised it.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Because Matru Runa, Pitru Runa, these are everybody it is very difficult. Can you say I'll repay it back with interest? We can aspire to, but can we really repay it back? No,
We
isn't it?
can't. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So like this, there are different runners which we have. We have different for school teachers, probably for other teachers in college, or people in the world who meet, who help us. We don't know sometimes how many people we are having. Debts also. That is something. That is what Gita talks about, becoming conscious. And yogis are extra conscious. They do not like. That is why I talked about the best example was how beautiful it is that such a soul who has lived her entire life in service for the betterment of everybody, dedicated her life for the entire mission in sadhana, that too quietly without letting anybody know about it. And in the last day, she decides to, meet all the nice people who made her stay happy. And she says, I will give them the treats. Means how rare is this opportunity? Many times we don't get to see. Some of my teachers in school have passed away. My English teacher, I really wanted to meet her, but I could not because she is no more. Now what can I do? I would say it's just my bad luck. Probably I've not been able to meet. But look at her. All those people who were nice. She met them. She greeted all of them, and this is a yogi's death only. The next journey for her was so comfortable and peaceful. Next day morning, nobody felt anything different in her the previous day. Well, this is exactly what they call about Mahamrityunjaya also. Urva Rukameva Bandhana Mrityon Mukshiya Mahamrityata. This is sometimes these people are so conscious, the yogis, they know. Anybody has any experience of meeting such people who are like yogis? If you have, who are conscious of their final moment, if you will wish to share, you are most welcome. If you know anybody, because every time there are so many, India is full of so many such miracles. We know people, sometimes elderly in the family only, or sometimes somebody else. Anybody knows anyone who was conscious of the last moment? Yes,
Yeah, I
very
can share
recently.
about.
Yes, please. Most welcome. Who is it? Chitraji.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, please. Most
So
welcome.
this is about my relative actually. I just after knowing about Gita classes I took from Chitra Torvi ma'am. So I had an idea
Okay.
about all these things. So I could relate
Okay.
her death to my to these teachings, especially this eighth chapter. So
Mhm.
she lived for 90 years. My granny, so she was completely hale
Okay.
and healthy till her 90 years. People said that she'll be living for 100 years and stuff because she followed all the rituals, everything very perfectly. Did Vishnu Sahasranama chanting whenever she could, everything very
Okay.
pious living, I can tell. And then in
Fine.
the last
Fine.
three, after she
Absolutely.
completed 90 years, then she started having certain health issues. So her son is a doctor. So he said that it could be cancerous. We can't treat her, but she could have a prolonged and a painful rest of years of her life. But she knew that somewhere her time was up. So she didn't take any treatment, and she was very conscious about it. And she started, I mean, when in those 3 months, she just drank a glass of milk in the afternoon and she chanted God's name. She started her Vishnu Sahasranama, Narayana, Narayana. She started chanting it. And then she passed away like that. So somehow,
Okay.
I mean, her last moments, I, I mean, I've heard it that she was conscious about thinking of God and then leaving behind. So this is
Yes.
one of,
Yes. Yes.
I mean, not a
Sometimes
very,
that's
I
not
can't
your
tell, it's not really, I can't tell it's something mystic, but a regular person whom I know who has kind of a karma yogi, I can tell. She did all her duties
Okay.
perfectly, and then this is
Indeed.
how she ended her life. That's all. Thank you
I
so
think it's
much.
so wonderful to hear about them. It's such a blessing to be connected also, no, to them, such people in life. Definitely. Thank you, Chittaji, for sharing. Anybody else wishes to share? You are most welcome. So we'll then go on after that. Yes, please. Anybody? Yes, Dipali ji. Please unmute, Dipali ji.
Shri Sant Gajanan Maharaj, in Gajanan Vijay Grantha,
Okay.
Gajanan Maharaj told Hari Patil about the last day. ऋषी पंचमी, I will leave this day and मी गेलो ऐसे मानू नका, भक्तीत अंतर देऊ नका. He told this before 2 months and he started that pointing out the samadhi place and all that. So people get more time to spend with him ritually.
Yes. Yes, ji. Absolutely. These are all signs of the yogi because they are conscious. They get those signals, they get that experiences, they understand as well. They know something about that other dream, which is otherwise completely blank. The Maya is so strong, nobody can see. But when such things happen, they really stretch our logic to our complete understanding. How? We're not able to explain perfectly. So many such examples are there, which people do understand that yes, yogis are conscious. That's what Krishna is talking about here. He says in the 27th shloka, Naiti Sruti Partha Janan Yogi Muhyati Kashtana Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Yoga Yukto Bhavarjuna. Again, Tasmat Yogi Bhavarjuna. Now Krishna says Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Yoga Yukto Bhavarjuna. What all times Arjuna? Sarveshu Kaleshu, meaning you don't have that opportunity to not for a moment also be out of the state of consciousness, remain united with the divine. And I think there is nothing more beautiful than that. Krishna is not taking away your enjoyments from life. He's probably adding to the, if you have a cake, he's adding the icing on that cake. He's asking you to remain in the state of yoga so you can not only enjoy the icing, you can taste the cake also completely. Making the cake and eating it also, how rare it is. Well, that's what Krishna is talking about. He says, the yogi who is of both paths aware is never misled and always takes care and makes no error as he dwells in my communion. Therefore, O Arjuna, engage in the science of union. Krishna is telling Arjuna, become a yogi for this. Recognize, don't worry. What are you afraid of? He said, Jako Rake Saya Mar Sakina Koe. Somebody who understands that it is how when they do big works also when they say Ram Hamara Kam Kare Hum Baithe Aram because they feel everything is being done by the divine. Sri Aurobindo actually has beautifully said it is. He's very nicely said. He has said to be servant of God is good. To be a slave is better. Yatrini chale yantram yadeshtam gadanaike. This body is the yantra. You use this yantra how you want to use. Hey, Bhagwan, hey, Ishvara, use that is what to Ma Durga. That prayer is there in the hymn to Durga, where Sri Aurobindo is composed. Well, something like that. Yogi is aware, is conscious. He makes no error in judgment. He says, Yogi is of both paths. He's aware. He's never misled. Always takes care and he makes no error as he dwells in my communion. Therefore, O Arjuna, engage in this science of union. Engage in this science. It is a science. It is a scientific aspect. Adhyatma is a science that has to be verified with another Adhyatma Vidya only. A different science has to be used to identify, but it is verifiable. Pramana is there. There are so many ways of understanding. If you look at, there is a Shabda Pramana, there is a Pratyaksha Pramana, which is a Pratyaksha experience. There is Anupalabdhi also, it's like Neti Neti, not this, by elimination. Just as much as science is following in modern days, whatever we call research hypothesis, we make an alternate hypothesis subjected to certain conditions, tests, tools, everything. Well, something like that Krishna is talking about. My simple question before we go to the last shloka of this adhyaya is, we have heard of these two margas. And since we are all studying the Gita, we are all trying to understand the Gita, we can say we are all on the yoga marga, only we are going to become yogis in our life. Krishna is going to, that is Krishna's responsibility. We are sincerely listening to him, so that is his responsibility. But Now, which of these two margas will you choose? Shukla Marga or Krishna Marga? Anybody? We've heard of the two margas. Yes, Ravi.
Krishna Marga.
Yes, sir.
Krishna Marga. Krishna Marga.
Krishna Marga. Means Punarjanma, again into a
The
new Janma.
divine.
Yes,
Hello.
yes, yes, Rangan. Yes. What a somebody screaming like that. But you have chosen Krishna Marga. Anybody else is thinking about it? We're just discussing, of course. It's not like we can go to hotel and order one idli, one dosa, something like that. It is by the punya and the karma. But if we are just as a hypothetical discussion, yes. So if you wish to choose, which would you choose? Krishna Marga or Shukla Marga?
Uttarayana.
Immediately told Krishna
Uttarayana.
Marga. Shardaji?
Uttarayana.
Uttarayana means you mean the Shukla Marga, it's for moksha, the marga of
Yeah.
moksha, not coming back. Enough of Drishti.
No.
What is the reason for it? What is your reason for that? Okay, Urvashi, this was Shukla Marga. Probably we are having, okay, Badrinathji wants to share
Yeah.
something up.
I was slightly confused. I thought Krishna Marga is a marga of the divine and leading to the
Okay.
ultimate oneness,
Okay.
the supreme.
Acha, acha. Okay, okay.
So I was wrong.
I think so far
It is a
everybody is
Shukla
talking
Marga then.
about, everybody
Okay,
is
thank
talking
you.
about this marga of moksha only. It is looking more lucrative. Anybody else? Yes. Which
Krishna
marga?
Marga. Krishna Marga.
Kulkarni ji says Krishna marga.
Yeah.
Means, okay, so first person saying about why is it Kulkarni ji? You do not want moksha. You would
No, no.
prefer coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so interesting, so wonderful. All right, thank you for sharing. This is just for a perspective
Yeah,
gathering.
When
Yes, sir.
Tukaram Maharaj also wanted to take rebirth.
Sukhe galave garbhavasti. Absolutely. So there are some. They say there was beautiful bhajan also. Kamodini Kayadani Parimala. What does the lotus know its beauty? The Brahma knows the beauty of the lotus. So I want to come back so I can, like Lena Hoga, Janam Hame, Kai Baar, like that. In the love of the divine, people want to experience. They want to experience this divinity, and they say, "Come back again." I think Kulkarni ji has talked about Tukaram Maharaj. He said, "Give me another birth." But the fact is, divine only decides, isn't it? So even if Tukaram Maharaj told that he got direct Vaikuntha only, he did not come back. He got a full moksha. Well, best way I think probably would be let the divine decide. You ask me to take births, 100 births I will take, no problem. You want me to go to moksha? So even that we need not have a very specific, what we can say, desire, because Yog Marga is getting free from all desires only. So even these two margas, these are brilliant margas of the divine. When the moment comes, let the divine will be done is a much easier prayer to be said than anything else. So sometimes what if Bharat needs great yogis to bring about a great transformation? Because the role of Bharat is going to now increase. The world badly needs that higher wisdom entirely from east, west, all parts of the world. Mankind has to learn what is this existence, coexistence in a higher consciousness, getting out of all the evils of. We have so many what we can call human evils, isn't it? We don't have to think of evil with horns. Humanity is only doing so many wrong things. When will that change? When the transformation takes place.
Hello.
Hari wants to add something. All right, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, when we ask the Lord, please help me that so that my soul merges. This soul conscious wants to merge with the supreme conscious.
Yes.
What does this mean? Does this
You are
mean a
seeking for
desire?
moksha. You are seeking for moksha.
Achha,
You are
but is
seeking
this a
for
desire? Is this a desire and we should not
it
have
is,
such desires?
maybe you can ask divine, take me on the marga, which is the marga you want me to. As much karma is there inside of me, use me for doing the right karma as much as you want. That is the best way.
Okay.
Because if we want, what
Okay.
happens is many times, lots of youngsters they get troubled with the world. Sorry. Uh,
Yeah, thank you.
yes.
Uh,
One second. Just a second. I'll
hello.
just mute.
Hello.
1 second.
Hear me?
Yeah. Yes. Duties
Yeah,
in search
yeah.
of moksha.
What
Hari Om. Yes.
I agree to what you
Yes,
said, that give it to the divine. You get united or you reach to him, but what he wants to decide about you, let that be left to him.
Yes, Ji. Yes. Is my voice audible now? Is it clear? I got a message. It's breaking. Now is it? No. Or just give me one moment. I'll try to just see. Hari Om, is it better anyway now? Interruption is still there. Probably there's a lot of wind blowing right now, so the network is a little. Hari Om. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes, I'm audible now.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
Fine. Ji. So yes, I think very nicely everybody was talking about this. Just a second. Yeah, the screen is back. So this marga, these two margas, let us not get trapped into this moha also. Let the divine decide. Let the divine decide our journey, whether it is the Shukla marga or if it is the Krishna marga. Well, that is what we can see. Let us go to the last shloka of the Gita. Again, the screen is frozen. Hari Om. Is it audible? Or I think there is a network problem because of the strong winds here. Hari Om.
Breaking little bit, but still better than before.
yes.
Okay, Ji. Maybe we will just try for a few minutes, or should we conclude today's session here then?
That will be better.
Concluding would be better, is it? All
It's
right.
breaking. It's breaking a lot.
Yes, all right. Okay, then we'll probably try to conclude with the Shanti mantra. If it is breaking, we'll conclude with the Shanti mantra.
We can complete the last shloka.
Hari Om.
Problem है Hari Om Guruji.
Hari Om.
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 Hari Om. Hari Om ji. Namaste.
Hari Om Shashwatji.
Hari Om ji. Hari Om. We conclude now.
Hari Om. Hari Om.
Suddenly now it's working well. I think I'm able to see everybody on the screen. But let us continue. Tomorrow we will complete the last shloka of this Adhyaya. Okay.
Yeah,
And if anybody...
I have a question.
Yes, ji.
Matlab, when you say ki, okay, Shukla Marga or Krishna Marga, when there is a chance of moksha and when you can be one, as they said, na, ki, aap ek Paramatma ka ansh ho. So when you go and join back with the Paramatma, why again come back?
Yes, yes, absolutely. That is, Krishna is not telling that this marga is right or this marga is wrong. But the aspect is moksha also is not so easy to come, because I know one person who said enough of this life. I want to get moksha. But after staying that dialogue, this person had done some good deed. But that person did so many wrong deeds after that I watched in that person's life. Now, can we say that person is going to just get moksha just like that? It's not possible, isn't it? So it's always better to aspire for it. But even better is to allow the divine, because we saw best example of Tukaram Maharaj. He wanted this coming back again. But the divine decided his work is over. He has to get moksha. So he goes there. It's not, it's up to the individual actually. It is a choice that we can, yogis make at that moment, at that last minute. Vinita ji.
No. I just can't understand. You can aspire to be one with the God. You can for consciousness and to be with Krishna, but you don't know what your karmas are. It is only He who is going to decide, right?
Yes, it is the divine that decides.
We can put in our efforts, but we don't know what is the outcome going to be, right?
Yes, absolutely. We cannot decide the outcome. Well, it's like, it is a choice. Like maybe you might say, for you, you may say, I would like to have the better way. It's easier. For me, I would again to get experience. Why am I saying will not guarantee me anything? I'll have to do karmas, and ultimately it is the direction.
That means when you're going again, you are coming back. So that is not your choice. Whether you come back or you don't come back is also His choice, actually.
Yes, it is a choice of the divine. Yogi is actually conscious of they are in union with the divine. So this is the marga I have to take. The story of young Nachiketas in the Kathopanishad. His father says, I'll send you to death. And he says, maybe something is wanted for me by walking on this marga to death. When I meet Yama, Nachiketas says, maybe something has to be established. So then he goes. What the reason I was saying is better to keep that onto the divine is because many times people run away from the world thinking moksha is running away from the world. But moksha is also possible in this world, and Srishti also need to recognize that. That is what I was saying, Vinita ji.
Okay. Hari Om.
Yes, the tendency to run away from karma, that should not happen in this seeking. That is all. Because when India was having invaders, some people started fighting with invaders. Yes, ji?
Matlab, you
Sorry?
have to keep on doing your duty, keep on doing your efforts, keep on living your life as per things come, keep on doing as per your responsibilities, whatever it is, because you have come here to play a role.
Yes.
You have to keep doing that. I mean, you cannot run away from your responsibilities and declare yourself that, But the outcome, what I'm saying is, your effort has to be there, but outcome is not in your hand, actually. That is what I feel.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, yes, that's perfect. Actually, it is in light of what you have said is like the second shloka of the Isha Upanishad, which says Kurvan neveha karmani jijivishe chatam samaha evam tvai nanyat hetosti na karma lipyate, meaning full 100 years, full lifespan, jijivishe chatam samaha, doing your karma, because that is the only way you can become liberated. Performing karma without being caught in karma bandhana. That is the way is what the Isha Upanishad talks about. One of the reasons I say it in the Varga is that people should, it is all right for coming back, is because many youngsters sometimes go into the, what we can say, we'll see the gunas, no, slight tamasic retention, escape from actions. That should not happen. It's like, imagine if there's an invader who is coming and attacking us. Can we say it is God's job? Let it be. Let moksha come to me. It's okay. I will just pray God's name and not pick up the weapon to defend my homeland. This actually happened. Many people, instead of fighting the invaders, decided, I'll go to the temple and stand there only. Let me get moksha like that. But what happened to the other people then? Their duty towards, that is a dharma. There is like grama also as a devata. Grama devata also is there. So protection of all of this. So duties be forgotten. For the, it should not raise for moksha also. Moksha can come to anybody anytime with the krupa of the divine. It is like in the if you say dhyana moolam guru murtim, puja moolam gurur pudam, mantra moolam gurur vakyam, moksha moolam guru krupa. Means the krupa will give moksha just like that. Guru krupa, guru ashirvad will give to anybody, anytime, any moment. That is a different aspect. But our job should be completion of our dharma, upholding our dharma, doing our karma. Yes, ji. That is all. Ji.
Yeah, then I'll put up another question
Can
to
we
you
conclude
tomorrow.
today's session?
Maybe it can be, yeah, it is becoming late, so we'll have another question tomorrow. Because
If
what
you
is
have
karma
right
for
now,
one?
look at it.
What is karma for one? Like, I mean, I cannot categorize, or I can say this is wrong or that is right. So, for example, we say the people who sell, say, chicken, mutton, and all, they are doing cutting and they are doing their livelihood. Okay, so it is a sin because he is killing an animal, but maybe he is doing that because it is his job, or he has been doing it, or that is how he can earn money. So, is he right or is he wrong?
Hey, that is Vyada Gita, isn't it? Butcher is being asked, what are you in Vyada Gita? No, Narayana comes as a form of butcher, and he tells a yogi, because the yogi says this is wrong. So our job in pointing somebody right and wrong is completely not our lookout. But there is one dharma beyond which all dharmas fall in line. Meaning, a doctor and a technician in a hospital in my city, their dharma is patient treatment, isn't it? First dharma. What happened is the technician slapped the doctor. Why? Doctor was doing something wrong. So now if you see there's a clash of dharmas taking place and this person has slapped another person. Now what happened is more people joined into this. Divide is there, divide is getting further, where one union of doctors versus union of technicians, hospital was held to ransom. What is happening here? Patient care is getting lost. So who is holding on to whose dharma? Both are holding on to adharma only right now. Because the main what is happening out of this outcome, if butchers are increasing in such a, what we can say, continuously everywhere, and it is leading to lifestyle diseases, it is leading to so many things, then the society must understand this is not required for me. We will rehabilitate these butchers, give them the different direction, because this is leading to a different life. But as of now, people have the choice. People have the choice. Let them choose. When we do a forcibly stop somebody from following their inner wish, then it becomes a dharma. But how this problem or strike in the hospital got resolved was when the wise elders from both sides came. They came and told, first of all, technician should never slap doctor. This is not correct on any ground. Whether the doctor did right or wrong will come second. First is, this is a physical act. Maybe whatever he has done, he is doing it wrong. We can investigate it. You can raise a complaint. But you have slapped it wrong. That you must acknowledge. You cannot stand ground that this is not wrong. Tell the union to take that step back. They went to the doctor. Doctor, you cannot treat the technician as lower inferior human beings. They are equally important. The success of your operation is equally dependent on each and every person, right from the person in the reception. Also, every single person has a role. No role is higher. No role is lower. And if you see, one single sutra connects everybody. Meaning the sutra is, if the receipt clerk understands, technician understands, nurse understands, doctor understands that my dharma is patient care. When that is understood, all dharmas will get aligned. In a house also, there is a clash of dharmas. Pati dharma. Brother is having one dharma, sister is having one more dharma. Each person is having so many, some 10, 15 dharmas. If one lady is having dharma towards elders, dharma towards society, dharma towards nation, dharma towards. But in all of this highest dharma, what is the dharma? That you can understand with Vivek Buddhi. That time all, which is like, if your child is at home, and you have to do some work, you want to cook somebody, but some intruder is coming in. My dharma is to cook. Can you keep cooking only, or you will go and stop that intruder? You will even risk your life. You will stand with a weapon and you will chase that person out. Why? Because all dharmas, they are not less important. Each dharma is important, but at the desha kala paristhiti, that moment, this dharma takes control. And if you are upholding that dharma, you are also upholding the dharma of a mother. You are also upholding the dharma of a rakshak of the house. You are upholding the dharma towards your wife, your husband also. So that time, to understand it, we have to be shanta, and Vivek Buddhi will guide us. And when that dharma is understood, like Rashtra dharma is sarvopari, when everybody realizes that, then the internal fights will stop when they understand it. But when they have other personal, my political aspect is more important than the Rashtra, then that political party may get some mileage, but later on it will fall in the karma bandhana and cycle. Big parties for many years rule, and then they suddenly fall apart, because it's like a accumulation of karma only, which has been happening. So dharma is, there is a satya dharma, and to understand it, it is very important to raise in consciousness. Until then, it is not understood. Even the same Upanishad we talked about, no, the Isha Upanishad. So they say, Hiranyamayana patrena satyasyapi hitam mukham tattvam poshanam apavruno satya dharmaya drishtaye. Meaning, truth is also covered by a golden lid. Gold looks very good and perfect, so people are happy and satisfied. But this yogi has said, no, I see this is falsehood. Like they say, all that glitters is not gold. Where this glittering gold is also not truth, it is just a covering. There's a higher truth behind that also. Let me not get trapped in the outer aspects, sometimes the intellectual, indriyas, all of this. So the yogi says, hey Bhagwan, hey Pushan, give me the strength. Break that golden lid. Why? Satya Dharmaya Drishtaya, so I can understand what is the Satya Dharma. So that is an interesting thing, Ji. Absolutely.
Okay.
I hope
thank
I
you.
have covered the topic. Vinita.
Yes. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Ji. Hari Om. Jai Shri
Hari Om.
Krishna. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Jai Shri
Tomorrow
Krishna.
we'll continue. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ji. Jai
Thank you.